Trying to think of your title. There's no title here for you, but
Oh.
Jennifer, you can take the roll.
Yep. Commissioner Thorson?
Here.
Commissioner Peterson? Commissioner Wong?
Here.
Commissioner Cole?
Here.
Chair Furlong?
Here,
Executive Director Frandl?
Here.
quorum is present. This time, we're just going to do, looks like one item. I'll turn it over to the Executive Director, Frandl.
Thank you, Chair. We have only one item on docket. It's HRA action items and recommendations for the review of the Planning Commission recommendations on purchase of the 2170 Eldridge Avenue property. I think I will turn that over to Councilmember Lisa, or I'm sorry, Commissioner.
Yeah. As the council liaison for the Planning Commission, I wanted to reiterate the purpose of what the special meeting was for, and that was due to processes. And so we had to, and state statute had determined that the Planning Commission needed to review the purchase or the intended purchase of 2170 Eldridge Avenue with the comp plan and land use. So that was their main objective and only objective. And additionally, they had discussed including affordable housing options into our work in the HRA. And that's consistent with the comp plan.
So this time, I believe, we're just accepting their recommendation coming from the Planning Commission. And by that acceptance, I think we should, in the process, go ahead and revote in regards to the purchase of the 2170 Eldridge Avenue, just so that the process is consistent with going to the Planning Commission and then back to the HRA. So I don't have a formal, but I would, what do you call it? What do you call it? Resolution, thank you. So I would go back to the original resolution, and that is the, the purchase of the property of 2170 Eldridge Avenue East. Is there a motion to accept that purchase?
So moved.
So moved by Councilmember Cole. Is there
Second.
Second by Councilmember Wong. Any discussion? If not, all those in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Oppose?
Nay.
Motion carries. So we do have the purchase of the 2170 Eldridge Avenue East. This time I'll turn it over to Executive Director Frandl.
Thank you, Chair. If you'd like, I can give you a little an update of, we have gotten a review on the hazardous material potentially on the site. We have a request in with the county to do their pre-demolition walkthrough. They did find asbestos in 4 different areas of the building. One was the exterior, the siding. There was a couple of places in the basement that had some insulation around some pipes. There was a little bit of on the glazing of a couple of the windows. And then the upper level had some floor tile that had some in it as well. So,
Do we have a timeline of when they can remediate the problem?
I'm still waiting on the county to get down there and do their pre-inspection so I can get that scheduled with Shelter Tech to take care of that. So I'm sorry, I don't have a date. I've heard that the county was a little bit backed up, but I don't have a date for you, I'm sorry.
Okay. We do have Eric here if you want to. The timeline, so we're looking at, we have a little remediation to do of the property, and then we should be able to go pretty fast after that.
Right. It's my understanding that the lot will be subdivided into 2 parcels. Is that correct? And so right now the parcel is 120 feet wide by 121 feet deep. The current house that we plan to build 2 houses on there from right now is 42 wide by 48 deep, according to the house plans. So 2 houses should fit very, very comfortably on there.
And probably similar to what you're building over on 19th?
It'll be exactly the same, probably two houses, just like that. Yeah,
Perfect.
so four-bedroom house.
Okay. Well, good. We're excited to get you 2 parcels, and do you plan on doing 1 per year, or?
Yeah,
Okay,
1 per year.
so you have 2 years.
Right, so I don't know how long that takes to subdivide the parcel or the process for that.
We're in contact with the attorneys, and they've been on top of this. Shouldn't be too long. It's just getting the papers signed, so. I can keep you informed.
All right,
Yeah, I just want to thank Eric. He's been really wonderful about updating us on that 19th Avenue house, and it's been excellent to work with you, and I appreciate it. Thank you.
thank you. Right back at you. Yeah, Mr. Thorpe.
One question, now that you're here, we've had some questions that were brought up about Tom Spenn's involvement in potentially retiring, and then the 916 program continuing on if he were to retire. Can you give us an update on the status of those 2 items here tonight? Or?
I can say that Tom is thinking about retiring. I mean, I can't say anything specific about retirement until the actual paperwork comes through as an administrator. But having said that, we plan to keep going with the program, and we would love to partner with you in the future, and we will do our due diligence to hire somebody with the same background and house building capacity that Tom has. So we love our partnership with you. We don't want to be a program that just like builds a shed in like the parking lot and then sells it. We want the real life experience and preparing these students for the real world. Thank you to North St. Paul.
And the program's expanding, isn't it? Or has expanded in the last?
I mean, yes, I mean, we have 3 time blocks, and each time block can hold up to 20 students, and so there is a waiting list for next year. Not enough to hire a whole new teacher, though, so that would be the ideal part, is to have someone else that Tom can mentor and show the process, but the student enrollment just isn't there for a whole nother instructor. But if we could have like Tom on as like a project manager type thing, you know, to mentor the new person, that would be ideal also.
Great.
And then you said you have some plans already in place, and they sound identical, but how's that work as far as, I mean, do we get that presented in front of us at a future HRA meeting to approve a budget or on the plans? And how does that work?
That's a
Yes.
great question. Well, what would you like? I mean, there's the whole permit process and land plotting and certificate of survey. But yes, it would be the same plans. But yeah, having a budget would be great.
I can bring that in.
I know the last one, we did do that. We had a budget brought to us.
Okay. So you meet again in August? Is that-
We can meet as
Oh, every 2 weeks.
whenever you would like us to meet.
Okay. And then it goes to the House Planning Commission Committee first?
This is where you need the city attorney.
Yeah, we will look at the processes there just to ensure that we're,
I think because of the purchase of the property, I don't know if the plan itself has to go to planning commission, but we'll find that out to make sure we're doing everything properly.
Right. Right back at you.
thank you.
Thank you.
It's great. Thank you, Eric. Appreciate it. Anything else?
Well, I just had a
Councilmember?
question. So I mean, before we had questions whether or not there was remediation with any of this. Now we've gotten to the point now we can confirm that. Do we have an estimate on the costs of that as well, or is that to be determined once they get in there? And
No, I do have the estimated cost. So just the cost for them to come in and do the remediation, the walkthrough was, excuse me, it was like it's a little over $600. And then for the remedial costs, to remove that asbestos, their price was $10,620.
And, just bring this up because, part of the goal here, which was reviewed by the planning commission, was to look at ways to afford affordable housing, but, I think we need to define that because it's subjective. What's affordable to me may not be affordable to others, And, you know, we just got done looking at some numbers today in our budget about the median home value in North St. Paul. According to whatever data Dan used to put that together, it's like 273. So I think that would be a good starting point, but if selling the home for $273,000 is the goal after construction, you know, we don't have much of a construction budget if we use that number. So I think it would behoove us as an HRA to have those discussions, especially when putting together a budget. So I think maybe it would make sense to schedule another HRA meeting, if not at our next council meeting, at our only meeting in August, because we're not meeting in the first week because of the National Night Out. And maybe at that time, we'll have more specifics about costs, and maybe we can communicate with Tom and the 916 program, and they can get some estimates on things like that.
If I may, I believe in the comp plan that there is some definition of affordable housing. Additionally, a lot of housing professionals use AMI, which is average median income. So there are just different metrics that people look into in terms of affordability, but I think AMI is typically what is used.
So I think that's a good discussion for our next HRA meeting, because it's not just the affordability piece of the HRA goal. There's other goals too. So be a good discussion for our next meeting. Okay, is that it?
That concludes what was on the agenda.
Okay, if we have nothing else, motion to adjourn. Moved by Councilmember Peterson,
Second.
second by Councilmember Wong. Any discussion? If not, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, motion carries. We are adjourned.
Do I win? 7:15 to the latest?